You and I both know Pepe Hermosillo, the excellent CEO of Casa Noble, who is just a fine man. He told me in one of our conversations that his family has been producing tequila since 1776. That it's longer than the Cuervo family. So when you have over 200 years of production experience, you got to be doing something right. There's got to be something there. Your recipes, I think you know what you're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and I would definitely call Pepe a true ambassador.
Yes,
of this beautiful spirit of Mexico.
Mm.
But yeah, congratulations to Casa Noble. I saw that come out.
Yes, they're wonderful folks. If you have a chance to get the brand new triple distilled Cristal, you want to try it. We were very, very fortunate to be the first ones to try the new batch, and Ian was awarded the first bottle off the production line of the new triple distilled Cristal, which is just amazing. Triple distilled. It's aged a little bit longer, left in the fermentation tanks just a little bit longer. They use older agave. The whole recipe is just tweaked a little bit, and that makes all the difference in the world. It's just an amazing Blanco. Amazing. Worth every penny.
Well, I'm going to have to give Pepe and David Ravandi a call.
Yeah. Have them give you that new bottle off the production line.
So we can talk about it.
Oh, that'd be great. Because they're just, and they're fine people too. I mean, they have an actual museum now on the grounds. Probably one of my biggest thrills was sitting in Pepe's chair in his office. Where it all happens. It was amazing. He's such a humble guy.
Yeah, he is a true gentleman. I've had the privilege of meeting with him and actually his family and his children. So he's got a beautiful family.
Yes,
I really think that he embodies what the honest tequila producer is in Mexico, and the ones that are really concerned with giving good quality to the consumer.
They're still there. There are families out there who are still keeping the process alive, and I would say Carlos Camarena of El Tesoro,
most definitely,
another one of those very, very passionate man, a very intelligent man. The man is a scientist. He's got his recipe, his process down to a science, and he's very clever. He's ready for any type of spike in demand. He has ready in his barrel rooms storage for any type of spike in demand. Whatever distributors want from him, he is ready to deliver on the spot at a moment's notice, and talk about being prepared. He's just amazing. He's an amazing man and a great guy. We got to actually drink a lot of his El Tesoro right out of the first day's distillation, out of a cuernito in like the old days, out of a cacho, and it was a lot of fun. It was just a fitting end to our tour, and I will write about that, I think, in upcoming articles. I've got 2 more days to finish up on our tour, and it, as you can tell, it was an amazing tour, and just a lot to absorb that I want to impart to your readers and my readers to make sure that they get that essence of what we felt when we were there, because it really was a special, life-changing thing. There's a lot to be said about a beautiful little town like Tequila. Well, in fact, I was going to get to the point where I took a picture of Alex at work, and I use a camera that still uses film. And when I took this camera with me to Tequila, and people were laughing at me because everybody else had digital cameras that, they look like elephant guns that you shoot gophers with, and here I'm using film. I'm in the middle of nowhere in the state of Jalisco, and my camera runs out, my battery dies. So on the way back from one of the distilleries, I asked Cor Kneinenberg, who runs TequilaTastings.com, who is
Corn Shell.
Yeah. And I asked him, where's the nearest camera shop, because I got to get a battery for my camera. So I know where it is. So he takes me. This is a Friday night. He takes me to a camera shop that not only has the battery that I need, but they carry Advantix film. for my camera, and I'm in the middle of nowhere,
Which
only in Tequila.
You can't find Advantix anywhere.
No, I mean, not even in L.A. You know, if I can find it, I'm lucky. But in Tequila, you can, and I hope to impart that, you know, to a lot of your readers, because it was a very special evening when we got to walk across the Zócalo, which is the town square in front of the church, on a Friday night. And, you know, people in Mexico, they're not much different than you and I, or people here. We just want to be with our families and our kids, and to see that on a Friday night, a warm Friday night in Mexico. I wish I'd had more time to actually just stand and watch and take pictures of the kids playing in front of the church. And unfortunately, I didn't. I was in a hurry because I had an interview with our producer, Fina Estampa, which is another future article that I will produce for us, for you readers and myself. And that was an amazing evening too, meeting that gentleman, Alfredo Velázquez of Fina Estampa. So yeah,
Excellent. You got a lot of memories you got to put down.
Oh yeah, I know. I got to get to work.
Now why don't we open up the other bottle?
Okay.
You want to go with the Dos Lunas Reposado?
Let's try that.
Let's
Yeah,
try
you
this.
pop this one open.
Here, why don't you pop it open for us?
And
This is the
Jarro Viejo,
Jarro Viejo.
100% de agave, and it's got a pourer on it.
It's got a little pour on it.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to catch a little air
There you
first
go.
to get it.
Okay. Mike is pouring the Dos Lunas Reposado.
No, actually, it's Jarro Viejo.
Oh, excuse me.
Jarro
I
Viejo.
got confused here. Jarro Viejo. Thank you for correcting me. I thought we
He's
were
too
getting
excited
on to
about Dos Lunas. I keep telling him there's something special about Dos Lunas he needs to know. But Alex brought this with him, Jarro Viejo. Can I get a to-go box to go with this? Thank you.
Yeah, Jarro Viejo Reposado. Yeah, we're talking so much. I don't get a chance to let Mike eat here.
Hey, you know what? And it happens every time. I'm telling you, if you're going to invite me to go have lunch, I'm the cheapest lunch you'll ever take me to, because I don't eat. I just talk about tequila. But I mean, this is I love. And you and I, you know, we've talked for hours. And as a matter of fact, just wanted to let you know how great the internet is. Alex and I, this is our first physical meeting. We've never met before. We've talked on the phone. We've emailed each other for what, 4 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah.
4 or 5 years. You were one of our biggest supporters for the Tequila Experience when we first started the show. You were nice enough to publish my early articles, which are not as good as my newer articles, but that's just my personal opinion. And I can't say enough about meeting him. And I love this business because you don't just shake hands with people anymore when you meet them. You hug. And both of us being Hispanic, you know, you hug with a lot of emotion. So talking about tequila is just, it's like breathing for us. And so anyway, Alex brings a bottle of Jarro Viejo, 100% agave tequila. It's a reposado, and it's rather dark. What do you think? Is it kind of, does it look dark to you? It's kind of a golden hue.
Dark side, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some nice legs to that too.
Very decent legs. Very good. I'm going to, for those of you who understand the gnome part of it, I can't even read the gnome where it comes out. I believe, let's see what his POS material says.
You see the
But I
gnome.
can't-
Actually, I don't have it. No, the gnome is 1435.
1435, so we're not exactly sure which. He does have a gnome list with
I happen to have
him.
a gnome list with me.
You just happen to have a gnome list.
I actually forgot I had it in my bag.
I saw it in your bag. I have
Did
it
you
with
see it?
with me as well. If you're not familiar with what a gnome list is, it is every for those of you who are newbies like I was. A gnome is an official number that is given to every distillery by the Mexican government, the CRT, which is the governing body of tequila. Consejo
Consejo Regulador.
de Tequila, and every distillery has to have an official number. And there's a list that is printed out on the CRT website. You can find it at crt.org.mx, and you can print this out. It comes out approximately monthly, and you can see what new tequilas are coming out under which gnome list, because there's only so many distilleries, and some of these distilleries do produce several different brands, not necessarily owned by the same distillery or the same owner. So we're trying to locate the actual distillery.
That's 1435. There we go.
Okay, and it's
Destiladora
Destiladora La Barranca. And they're now, see, most purists will tell you they only make 2 tequilas, Jarro Viejo and another one,
Escaramuza.
Escaramuza. Boy, there's a mouthful. And both of these are owned by the distillery. So a purist will tell you that the less brands that are made by a distillery, the better off you are. So this tequila should, at the beginning, you've got a lot of good things going for it. And as we mentioned before, great legs on this one. Nice string of pearls. Very fruity smell. Is it fruity to you?
It is fruity.
Yeah. Fruity. By fruity, we mean citrusy, maybe a little pineapple.
It's got some citrus in there. Yeah, I could definitely smell the pineapple.
Very delightful. Very tickles the nose. Smells wonderful.
Yeah, it's got a very good nose. You can't smell any alcohol in there, really.
No, not at all. No alcohol burn at all, or smell at all.
Just taste it.
Yeah. Okay, I taste licorice.
Some licorice in there. Just a little bit. I can taste it now that you've identified it.
Or anise, I guess, at this point.
Anise. Actually, I'm getting it on the back end now.
Yeah.
I'm getting it on the back end. That's very interesting.
It's very delightful. There's a lot going on with this reposado. And this is just a reposado, folks. This is not the silver or I don't even know if they make an añejo. But I am liking this reposado.
It's actually very good. I got to get some more information on this.
Yeah, we need to get some info on these guys.
I don't know if it's currently being imported. I actually received this through a friend of mine, Ray Del Toro, and apparently he's having contact with them, and they are, I believe, are looking for either distribution or importation. So we'll definitely have to get some more information on them. I believe they have possibly a Blanco, but we'll have to follow up on that.
I can help you with the importation because I do have contacts with some folks, and if they are looking for importation, please let me know. I think this is a very, very valid tequila. Very delightful.
It's very delightful.
Very surprising. And you know what? It still has a nice little hot little burn down in the throat.
Yeah.
But it's not. The attack is not aggressive. It is actually very fruity. I would say this is. We had a conversation on the forum very recently. As a matter of fact, one of the distributors or one of the importers said that he felt that reposados were going by the wayside. That less and less people were going for reposados, and I disagree because, as you and I talked about before, we're more purists, and so we lean toward the blancos. But anybody who leans toward a blanco would, if I had a choice between sipping an añejo and sipping a reposado, I would probably choose a reposado because you still get the best of both worlds. You get that barrel taste or the nuances from the aging. And you still have that agave flavor. It doesn't lose that agave flavor.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been with the wood so long that it completely masks the agave. So I completely agree. Now, where do you think the thought of reposados going on the wayside came up?
Evidently, there's a. I guess from the feeling from folks who have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in tequila right now, they believe that it's going black or white. It's either going blanco or it's going añejo. That very few folks are ordering reposados, which is a shame because there are some award-winning reposados out there. Fina Estampa, I can think of one of them right away. Penca Azul, to me, is the champagne of tequilas. And then when they first came on the market, it was a reposado only. Other companies that are making great reposado is Polón, Corazón, which is both the same distillery.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, this Jarro Viejo, I am very impressed with this. I've not tasted something this delightful since we were in the barrel room of El Tesoro. They've definitely got something going on with this. This is not your average reposado.
It is not. I think it's very well made. It's very well rounded. Very welcoming in the mouth. It's not completely full in the mouth, but it's just right. It actually makes me feel like drinking more.
Yeah, ironically, who would have thought? These folks, like as I said before, I'm serious. If they need importation help, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to connect them with someone who can who's a hard worker and can really help them out. I think it's a very valid tequila. I'm very impressed.
It's well made.
It really has a totally different, and I think this comes probably from the barrels that they're using. Whatever, I'm not sure. When you can get more information on what types of barrel they're using for their aging, that would be great because that would narrow down where they're getting this particular anise flavor from.
Yeah, and I actually wish the producers would print more of that information, because I think they really are selling themselves short when they don't talk about the type of wood that they're using, and a lot of that
on this last trip. I learned a lot about wood. Again, I'm not an añejo drinker, and very few reposados that I enjoy, but when you're out there and you see what they're aging it in, and the producer tells you this is this kind of barrel, this is a used, Jack Daniel's barrel, this is the type of barrel that they're using, and whether it's a used or virgin barrel makes a lot of difference. And I see, and that really interesting, because as a blanco drinker, I came away with a bigger appreciation for the añejos and reposados, and by the same token, those folks who were strictly añejo drinkers came away with a better understanding of the blancos and how they're produced. It's very odd, the shift in that we experienced, all of us, all 35 of us. It was really, it just made us better aficionados, better fans, and really appreciate how things are produced. And that's why when I at first blush, again to use that phrase, this is a very valid reposado. This is a very interesting reposado. I think if they market this correctly, if they market it, I think they can get a lot of female people behind. Female women, geez. Female market, the female market behind this reposado, which is unusual.
That was actually my same thought, because of the smoothness on the palate.
Yes, the fruitiness in the nose, and the anise. It's amazing. That anise just really talk about an attack.
Now the label says it is from Tepatitlan, Tierra Roja de los Altos de Jalisco.
And la tierra es roja. It really is red.
It is red, and that's actually kind of nice at the end of the day when you get home and your shoes are all red. Did you experience that when you were out there?
Yeah. My socks and my tennis shoes, and the one thing you have to, if you're going to go visit Tequila and you're going to go walk, because everything's within walking distance in Tequila. The streets are cobblestone, but they're not cobblestone like they are in England. It's not smooth, rounded, bricks or rocks. Tequila is a volcanic area. Most of the rocks that you see, if they're not lava rocks, they're obsidian, and that's what the cobblestone is. It's obsidian, which is really odd to me, because there were a lot of tire shops in Tequila. I'm not sure why.
Rock.
I couldn't figure out why, but it's also very difficult. It's tough on your feet. Take some very comfortable shoes, because you're going to do a lot of walking, and it's almost like a hike. Number one, you're over 7,000 feet high, but secondly, there's the cobblestone is not comfortable cobblestone. They're rocks, and they're shards. The pieces of obsidian are sticking out of the ground. So take very comfortable shoes. I took a pair of these boots that I'm wearing now. When I came back from just from Casa Noble, I had holes in my shoes, because the obsidian's very sharp, and it will go through your soles of your shoes. So I had to have them resoled when I got back to Albuquerque. Just as a side note, folks. Okay, this is just practical information you can use when you're touring Tequila, Mexico.
Good information.
Bring comfortable shoes.